to Take It Slow Homestead. I'm Carol and I've been out of town a few days. When I came back, I had several Crookneck Squash that needed to be picked, and so I picked some of those, and I have a neighbor who really likes them, whether they're young or old, and so they got to have several of those, and then I'll pick some today, some more today for me, and I'll eat some with onions, and freeze some for casseroles, again. Then I decided to pick my green beans, and when I looked at them real quick last night, when I got home, it didn't seem like there were too many, and I thought, well, yeah, the temperatures are cooling down a little bit, and that's why. So today I came out to pick some. So far I have a basket full, so let's go see what I have. Here's what I have so far, and there's green ones and there's yellow ones, and they're pretty big. Some of them are pretty big. Hopefully they're all still young enough to eat. So I'm going to continue picking a few more, filling this up. There's several cars going past today because school has started again. So, sorry for the noise. I'm working on eliminating that if I can to a certain degree. Now I have a few bean plants that are producing these skinny beans. See that? They're flat and skinny. And I've discovered that they're climbing beans, not bush beans. So here's one. It has just sent out this vine, so I'm letting it hang over the side of the raised bed. Here's another one down here. I've already picked that one, and it's just hanging down the side. Now these have come on later than the other ones that came on first. The Blue Lake and the Landreth. These came on later, and so they're really producing right now. Getting quite a few off of these. Now I'm picking the Blue Lake. There's a really fat one. Hope it's not too tough. Now let's see what Crookneck Squash I still might have left this morning. Let's take a look. I gave most of them to my neighbor, but I've got these two, so that will be a good lunch. Look what I have. I'm going to pick that right now. I just picked the remainder of the corn. I've already picked the main ears of it, and I got a few bags for my freezer, and this is the rest of it. This is like the secondary ears, and they're smaller, and some of these are old. So we'll see if they're still edible. I think they will be. Now I'm searching for some onions. This one actually sent up a shoot right here, and it made seeds, and I picked the seeds yesterday, the seed head, and I will show you in the house those seeds that I will plant next year, or maybe this fall or winter, to give them a head start. So anyway, here's the onion, still firm, so those seeds didn't take too many nutrients from this onion. But there's that one. Now these are all, their stems are lying down, so they can be picked. They're all bent over. They just need to dry out now. So there's those. There's one. And here's my Lilliput zinnias that are supposed to be, I thought they were short, but you know what? They have grown tall, even though their blossoms are small. They're the little ones. See that compared to my hand. Inside there are some carrots. I made a little carrot patch around this sprayer, and then I put a circle of zinnias around it, and man, the zinnias are just taking over. I need to cut some bouquets and trim them down a bit. Alright, back to the onions. I always say I'm easily distracted, and I am. So there's a big one, that's a double. Put it right there. There's one. There. I really hate to pick all the onions because I think they kind of help keep the deer away. I don't know. But so far it has worked to plant onions around the perimeter of my garden. There's one. But you know, these marigolds, they might be keeping the deer away also. There's that one. That one. Those. Oh, I'm going to come back and get those in a minute. But I've got these. And I'm going to take them out here to dry them on my table. And they're protected right here under the gazebo. It's kind of like a barn, because it does have a shelter. It protects these. So that's good. There's those. Now these are the ones that I harvested more recently before today, and you can see all of their stems are dry. So I can be pulling off those stems. These right here sent out big shoots to make seeds. And so when those get dry, I will just break those off. I'm going to give them a while. Here's the first ones that I harvested, and you can see that they're probably ready for storage. They're probably cured enough. I learned that they can cure for as much as 4 to 6 weeks, whatever it takes for all of this to dry, the stem to dry, and then that outer layer of skin just falls off. Okay, let's go grab those other ones. So I'm giving my squash a drink of water, because see how the sun is making them drip this morning? Those leaves. And these are blue morning glory leaves also that are a little droopy. So I'm watering the basin for the Hubbard squash. I don't know if you can see that one over there. And then there's this one right here. Nice. There's my hand. So it's getting there. I'm excited about that. I'm going to let that run a little more, even though it is flooding over a little bit. These guys are thirsty. The sun shines hard right here every morning, so kind of makes them droopy sometimes. These over here on this side look better. Those will also get watered soon. Let's take a look and see if there's more onions out here. Yes. That one, I'm going to let that one fall over more. I'll take this one. That looks pretty big. Last year and the year before I got huge onions like this. Most of them were huge. This year, some are huge and some are not. That one is. That one's pretty big too. That one and that one. There's those four. When I harvested my garlic, I decided to come back out and plant some spinach. And I've never done that before, where I have done succession planting because our season is short. But planted 3 little rows of spinach, and while I was out of town, they grew an inch or 2, so that's good. Might have a little bit of spinach for a second planting, which, like I said, is not common because our last average frost is May 20th, and then our first average frost is September 20th. 4 months. I should try planting corn in succession, but you know what? I'm doing good to get any. I'll keep trying next year. I do like the seeds that I have. A friend gave them to me. They're old seeds. Well, when they gave them to us, seeds were not old. But they're old now, but they germinated well. I think I had 100% germination. They're heirloom, and so you don't get some of the, what would you say? You don't get some of the sweetness from the corn, or large ears, perfect ears, because they're not hybrid. But I'm going to keep planting those because I have them. And let's just move this water right over here. I'm going to keep planting that type of corn because it's hardy, and it grows for me. This year was better than last year. Next year I'll try to do better. I need to make my rows more than 2 feet apart, which I did this year. I need to make them more like 3 feet apart. And the stalks 1 foot apart, like I did this year. I'll still do that, 1 foot apart. But the rows 3 feet apart. And then I'll be able to take care of them better because there will be more room to work with them. This right here is a tomato plant, but see the blue morning glory vine? It has come over from this trellis. Yep, this trellis is full of them. And it has reached over to the tomato cage and said, I like holding on to this tomato cage. This is thyme. You should always put a little thyme in your garden, in more ways than one. In other words, plant some thyme and spend some time in your garden. Well, I think I know why this side of the trellis does better than the other. These guys aren't wilting because the sprinklers came on the lawn last night, and these guys get a little bit of that. Those guys over there don't. That's why they're droopy. And since I just watered the squash, those leaves should perk up soon. Let's see what this corn looks like. This one was eaten by a bug, probably earwigs. These corn husks are going to go to my son's cows. Oh, that one looks pretty good. It's been eaten on the top again. The first ears that I picked, they were not eaten on the top. They were clean and really good, but you know, that one looks pretty good. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh, that's hilarious. There's one kernel and 3 more. So guess what? The cows get that. On this one is quite old. Yeah, those kernels are huge. So I'm gonna eat that anyway. It may be more starchy. That's all right. There, that one's not too bad. Small, but still good. Whenever we've planted corn, the second ears are always smaller than the first. I think that's the way it is with most varieties. The cows are gonna get that one too. And this one looks better. However, you can see that it's older too because the kernels are super big. Oh, this one is empty also. There's 1 or 2 mature kernels on it. Cows get that. Yep. It's kind of off and on, but it's okay. All right. So today, got this wonderful broccoli. I can't wait to take that in and cook that up. I got the 2 Crookneck Squash, a colander of beans, a handful of corn, which is the last of the corn for me this year. So it's been fun. I came outside right away and started looking at things, started picking things. So it's time. It's past time for me to go in and eat my breakfast. Let's go, and I'm going to show you the onion seeds that I harvested first thing this morning. Here's the top of an onion that went to seed, went to flower, then to seed. And you can see the seeds are just falling out of it. It's super ripe, super ready. See that? They're just falling out. And here's some right here that already fell out when I brought it in the house. So each one of these seeds that are quite small, each one of these seeds will grow into an onion, or has the possibility of growing into an onion. I'm just going to squeeze this, try and loosen some more. There's a few that are still in there, but I can pick those out. Not too many, half dozen still in there. So there you go, more free seeds. Thanks for joining me today as I harvested a few things. Harvesting always brings me joy. And you know, it seems like there's always excitement when you harvest something. So I hope you're finding excitement and joy in the things that you're harvesting. Whatever you're putting your time into and your hard work into, you should receive a harvest of some kind along the way, and be blessed for the hard work that you've done. So just remember that whether you are fast or slow, you put in a little bit of work or a lot of hard work, you're going to receive some kind of harvest and have joy in it. And I hope that you get to do that. So remember that even when you take it slow like me, you can accomplish a lot. Thanks for watching.